got, what time is it? All right, I've got about 8 minutes, so I'm gonna do this kind of quickly. My skin right now, if you notice, it looks a little bit oily and shiny. So I only have CC cream on my face for a foundation. And if you're oily like me, you need powder. So I do powder over top usually. But if you have drier skin or normal skin, you can do CC cream by itself. But a lot of girls, you'll see like the big thing with highlighting and contouring, and I even posted a picture. It was like a picture of Kim Kardashian on our in our group. But a lot of girls will do this crazy, like, you know, you've seen like the stripes, like the light stripe and the dark, and they look like Native Americans, kind of like with stripes in the face. So you'll see that a lot in the videos when girls do these YouTube videos or Instagram videos, and that's great. But honestly, you guys, it's really hard to get that look blended well when you're using liquids all over your face and really dark and really light just all over. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just Google highlighting and contouring after you get off here and you'll see it. You'll see what I'm talking about, just those pictures of like the dark and light foundation all over the face. So I have a little bit of a shortcut that I think works better. I even tried it out just to make sure. I did like the crazy stripes and I blended it as well as I could. And these powders do just as good of a job. So unfortunately, I could not find my under eye corrector. I had it earlier today and now I don't. So I'm going to use our old yellow concealer to do this, which is not quite as effective. But I do think it's really important to really highlight this inside of the face, like under the eye here, and almost like a triangle right here on the face, okay? So that's really important. And I'll just kind of start there. So I'm just taking a concealer and I already, like I said, I already have a base of CC cream on my face. So I like to do my base first. 10 minutes. All right. Okay, so keep that nice and light. And I've talked about this. If you guys know me, I've talked about this like 1,000,001 times, but you want to highlight the inside of the face and you want to darken the outside of your face when you're highlighting and contouring. So you guys see already how that's kind of making a difference. You can kind of see that that's just looking a little bit different. And I'm also going to use this concealer in a couple of other areas. So one is going to be on my chin. And specifically for me, I tend to get a lot of redness in this area as well as in this. So everywhere that's supposed to be highlighted on my face, I get a lot of redness. So that's great, right? And then also like the forehead. So inside of the forehead. And you can use, I was going to use my under eye corrector to do this. You can use whatever concealer that you have, or a lighter foundation also works for this. So a lighter liquid foundation.
Would you recommend the under eye corrector for all skin tones, or would you adjust?
That's a good question. So if you have really light skin, you might want to use the light ivory concealer. So, and that's kind of the same thing with, and I'll talk about that in 1 second, but kind of the same thing with all of this is that you kind of need to tweak it based on your skin color and your skin tone. So I'll explain. So I'm using the yellow right now. And yeah, again, not everybody does well with yellow. I have beige skin with yellow undertones, so it works well for me. So I highlighted the inside of my face, and I'm going to go another extra step, and I'm going to take an Ivory 1 mineral powder, and I'm going to dust this on the inside of my face as well. So this is just a mineral powder in a lighter shade. So I typically use beige 1. So this is then, it's quite a few shades lighter than my typical shade. And then I'm just going to kind of highlight that same area. Oh, another place you want to do a little bit of highlight, which I forgot. I don't really know why, but it does look nice, is right here. So just like, I forget what that's called. That little area. Okay, and then, so that's the highlight. And the easiest way to remember highlight contouring, if you're in a hurry and you just want to do it really quickly, like, again, those YouTube videos with all the crazy lines in the face gets too crazy for me. So if you imagine that there's a dot on the top of your forehead, bottom of your chin, and outside corner of your eyes, and you connect that dot, you basically want to highlight everything inside of that. Okay, so it's like connect the dots and highlight everything inside of it. There's one area we're going to contour in there, and I'll show you that in a second. And then you want to darken everything outside of that. So basically your goal in highlighting and contouring is to create the perfect oval on your face. And nobody has a perfect oval, so you're creating that by highlighting that inside of the face, okay? So the second thing we're going to do, I'm going to kind of show you like the stripe I was talking about, but I'm going to use our And now we only have one shade of bronzer. So this is definitely not going to work for all of you. On some people, this is going to be too dark, and on others, it's going to be too light. So again, you can then go up higher shades in your mineral powder foundation to do this. You don't have to use a bronzer. I just lucked out. This bronzer works for my skin color. So we're going to take and we're going to first off bronze just right under the cheekbone, almost creating like a triangle again here. So your base of your triangle is there, and then you're kind of coming out with it. Okay. So that's the first place we're going to contour. And the goal with highlighting and contouring is really to blend well. So do you guys see the difference already in that though? It's going to slim the face up. It's going to make your face look slimmer. So that's always nice. But also we're going to do that. And then we're also going to kind of hit the chin bone here, or the jawbone. I'm sorry, not chin bone, the jawbone. And then you can kind of like brush it under here so it blends well. You don't want to have like an orange looking pumpkin face. And then also I will start down, I'll kind of go upward with this when I do it, but also, so, you know, contouring again outside that area. Yeah, and I did all of this earlier today. I used liquid on all of this, and I did like, I use like deep CC cream to do this with and all that. And at the end of the day, it didn't look good. It did not look well blended. So I swear those girls in those YouTube videos that look so great, they like airbrush themselves with something, I think, or did something in between like what you saw and what actually happened. And then I'm just going to kind of take a brush and just kind of blend all this together then. And it might not be super noticeable right now, like as you're looking at me from the webinar, from the camera view here, but it really does make a big difference for pictures when you're doing pictures and things to do this. So when I do bridal makeup, I always highlight and contour for the bridesmaids, for the you know, for the bride, for the mother of the bride, and see how quick that was. It's actually very quick. It doesn't take a long time. And then I would obviously throw on some cheek color. This is my favorite cheek color, and as you can tell, I'm almost out of it. So I just like a little bit of pop of cheek, and you don't do the cheek color on a big bold area. You just do a little narrow area of it, and it just kind of pops everything. And then you can also use the highlighter in this right on top of that. All right. So that's it. Any questions? We have 4 minutes left. And I feel a lot better now because my face isn't shiny because I have my powder on.
Well, Leslie, can you use like a really dark mineral powder foundation? Because like sometimes the bronzer, the shininess from it just doesn't look good with my oily skin.
Yes, you absolutely can. And I would say, so for me, I would probably, like, I'm a beige 1. I don't know if a beige 2 would be quite dark enough. I do know the bronze one has a lot of like red undertones in it. So I might even go to like a bronze 2 for myself. So just kind of depending, I mean, I would probably go up 2 to 3 shades. And when I say 2 to 3 shades, like we have beige 1, then beige 1.5, then beige 2, and then bronze 1. So it kind of jumps around a little bit goofy, but yeah. Absolutely. And sometimes, and that's a great point, Carrie. You don't, like our bronzer does have a little bit of like a shimmer to it. It's not super intense, but it's definitely there. So if you feel like that's just too much, definitely use a mineral powder or even a pressed powder in a darker color too. Good question. Any other questions?
You mentioned highlighting or contouring something in the middle portion of the face.
Oh, thanks.
Did you show that?
I didn't do it. I forgot. That's why I like you guys, because you helped me out. Okay. So the other thing we're going to contour is the inner, or is the outer parts of the nose. So like I highlighted this top part. So we're also going to contour right here. And I took myself in gallery view, so now I can't really see if that looks good. So hopefully. Thank you, Deborah. So also the sides of the nose.
Yep. I thought that's what it was going to be.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to, the winner of this is going, I'm going to send you a bronzer. And if I think the bronzer is good for you, I'll send you a bronzer. If I don't think the bronzer is going to be good for you for contouring, I'll send you a color that I think will be in either mineral powder or pressed powder for our winner. Okay. Yay. Thanks for hopping on, guys. Sorry about the mix up with the meeting ID. I don't know what happened there, but like I was telling the girls earlier, I notice it like 10 minutes before it starts, and then I panic and start sending out text messages and have to change it. So I appreciate you guys being flexible and still hopping on. and have a great, great week.
You too.
Bye, guys.